Alrighty, hello and welcome back to my 30-minute daily modeling challenge. It's day 8, I think. Alright, I guess today we're doing an ice cream cone. So, start our timer, ice cream cone. Okay, so I think the biggest difficulty about this is going to be getting these sort of like ridges, or it's like breaks almost on the ice cream cone. Because I can get the general shape, but then getting that sort of like the artifact of the spoon, I think that'll be the hard part. All right. Well, in any case, let's just begin. So I want to start with, let's start with a UV sphere. So what we want is basically use proportional editing to make it a bit squashed. Yeah. And then we should also grab this edge loop here. Come on, give me the selection I want. There we go. And then we can turn proportional editing off. We turn it on a bit, but scale it out. Yeah. Then we'll take this guy. Scale it in a bit. Okay, and now we'll add a subdivision surface. So my general plan, I think, for this is I'm going to get the broad shape of the ice cream. And then after that, I'm going to apply either a displacement modifier or maybe a series of displacement modifiers to really refine that sort of, to refine the distortions on there. And we want it to be shaded smooth. Where is that? Shade smooth. So that's a little bit scuffed. Why don't we take these faces and even these faces, to be honest. Turn proportional editing off. Make it a bit wider. Control Z. And make you a bit shorter. Ah, I see what happened. And then we'll just make that wider there. Okay, that's a good start. So now we'll add the first level of distortion, which is going to be the sort of lumpiness. So displace, new, as the classic, we're going to use a cloud texture, which is a very standard effect. Turn the size way up. All right, or maybe even distorted noise. Marble, Musgrave, Yeah, I think we'll stick with the clouds. And just trying to scale up a bit. That looks about good to me. And then we'll turn the strength way down. Down even more, a little more. We just want those like subtle bumps. Maybe even before the subsurf. And turn the strength up, that could be good. And then after the subsurf, we'll add another one of these guys. But instead of that, we will use a really noisy texture. No, I don't like that. Be a Voronoi with a small size. Custom properties. And then for this, is it possible? Yeah, we can use a vertex group. Vertex paint, no, weight paint. In that group. Let's just start off by randomly assigning some to see if this does what I think it does. And go into our modifier, and then choose group. So yeah, so that adds the okay. This is gonna do what I think it does. So with that, we can sort of paint on our like little aberrations, those ripples basically. And we see that they happen a lot around this base part. So let's hop into weight paint and get rid of all those. No more, no more, no more. So then I want to apply it to like around here, and the messier the better because we don't want this to be perfect. And then it usually has like a nice solid like line like that. And let's look at some more. Usually has something going on around the cap. Okay. It's a little strange, but I'm not unhappy with it. Maybe we turn the strength down even more. And there's also some weird artifacting around there, which I'm not too happy with, so maybe we'll go back into weight paint. And we'll just kind of make it less apparent. Just randomly paint around this some more. Make some stronger areas too, even. Okay, so now it's a bit less obvious, I think. All right, so we have the ice cream. So now for the cone. Let's use a cone. Along the X by like 90 by 180 degrees. So my thought process is that we'll basically just put this there, and then I'll do all of the, what's it called? The texturing, the like this effect in shaders. So, and I'll do that, and I'll just show you how we do that. We want this to shade smooth as well. Perfect. We might even apply a bit of a bevel. Can we bevel that? No. Why don't we knife? Then what's the whatever. Lock to the X. cut through. Enter. And then X. You know what? No, this is fine. Let's go to shading, and we'll make a new shader. Call this cone. And then we'll start off with a brick texture. And for the coordinates, I think we want UV. Maybe that's that. Maybe normal. Maybe object. How about we try rotating it? Maybe 90 degrees this way. That's weird. UV 0 90 0 90 object camera. That's actually kind of closer to what we want. But anyways, let's just stick with generated for now. 90 90 whatever. So we want the offset to be 0. And then, actually here, this will be easier, I think. Why don't we add a cylinder? G. And then we'll just make these faces smaller. All right. And then we'll make it shade smooth, as is usual. Okay, so yeah, so we're gonna use this brick texture. Maybe UV. Okay, that's more of what I wanted. Perfect. All right. So you can already see how it has sort of that cone effect. And now we can just sort of play with these settings. Whatever. We can make the scale. You can increase the scale quite a bit, and then actually for UV editing, why don't we see what messing with our UVs does? Because I don't like how it gets thinner towards the end there. Or no, here, wait. Why don't we just select, where's face select? There it is. Why don't we just select these faces? So that actually does sort of what I wanted it to do. But you know what, for our purposes, this is actually fine, I'll call it. So, interesting. So these all have sort of like ridges basically there. So I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll use this and we'll make this white as well. Make it nice and uniform. Is we will use this as the displacement for our cone. And just give it principled BSDF. So I think that's actually sort of what we want. Can be rendered maybe. And that is wrong. I think, oh, last render, delete lighting cache, yeah. Maybe a sun, and let's make it so we can see what's going on with our cone. Oh, Sorry. And I think that's sort of the effect we want, but not quite. Maybe the factor should be just the height then. Come on, strength. How do you look again? So it's black and then it's like that. So maybe it should be an invert color. You know what, you can tell that it's ice cream anyways. Alright, whatever. I'm not going to worry too much about that. What I will do though is make our sun, I'll give it a strength of like 3. And yeah, you can see the ridges more on that side. So this will be a question of lighting. Anyways. Alright, shading, get off of annotate mode, whatever. So for our cone, we just want to make it like a nice brownish color. It should not be rough. And then I want to add a bit of noise to this. Normal. Turn the scale way up. Maybe that is what I'm looking for. Scale. That is not what I'm looking for. Anyways. Okay, so I think that's a good what's it called? That's a good cone color. Now our ice cream, new, call it ice cream. And this can be very simple. I like, what flavor do I like? Maybe like a cotton candy kind of thing. Get the roughness down. And then it should have also like sort of a glossy coat. And then we should also sort of make it drip down the cone a bit. And I might even add a couple of manual drips using some metaballs. So like, I'll add it here. Let's take all of them and get them sort of over there. And then to make the transition smoother, I think we want something like that, and then it should be like a nice line where it should be sort of a nice thick ending droplet. Oh, I see what's wrong there. So we have a thicker droplet on the end, and then it should be thinner dripping down. Add another one. Too thick even. But if we're going for a cartoony look, that's actually not so bad. So I think that should be good for a drip. And let's hop into the camera and say camera to view. And then there's an ice cream cone. But, all right. We'll get out of that. Maybe we'll make the drip a little more visible. Perfect. All right. And then for the material, we'll just apply the ice cream. What's this one called? Ice cream. Bam. Okay, so from this, I know we want our lighting to be, we'll start it straight down. So we want it, I want to start with the sunlight, like that. And then a world background. Actually, wait, what time do we have? 8 minutes. All right, we can also, we're going to go and refine this quite a bit as well. A world background of not pink, but green. Wait, pink, yellow, so maybe blue should be the background. Okay, and then I'm thinking maybe, just maybe, we make it double layered. How about that? And then we can use proportional editing to really just knock this, make it look really different. You should not be leaning over this far. Okay, sure. And then maybe even add like a drip down this side. Let's see. And we'll call this ball. You know what? No, never mind. We might even add it with geometry. That's perfect. Okay, awesome. Camera to view, come out of it. And then I'll make this guy, it has the same color. We'll duplicate it. Why don't we go for like a mint ice cream? Yeah, sure. And then on top of this, to top it all off, why don't we add a cylinder? It only needs what, like 5 verts? 0.01, 0.05, a depth of like 0.2, sure. That's gonna be a sprinkle. And then we'll go to this guy, add a particle system. Sure. No, we'll do an emitter. And then it'll render as an object. For that object, give me the cylinder, scale, normal size. Let's get randomness. Pretty random. The source I should be able to use a, what's it called? Yeah, we'll add a density group, another vertex group to this. We'll call this one density. And then we'll use weight painting on density to make it only dense on the top and some, spots down here. Perfect. In our particle setting, for the density, we'll use the density group. And then it's already aligned how I want it to be. So we'll just turn sort of the number way up. And on this object, we'll apply a subsurf to make them little capsules. I'm happy with that. In the render, make it like 3. And the material should be a very simple, just like a brown chocolate sprinkle. Okay, now why did that happen? You know what? I'm not going to question it. Just going to call those chocolate sprinkles good, as they are. And then for the physics, I don't think I want physics on, goodness, I don't think I want physics enabled on this guy. I think they should just be static. And I want way more sprinkles. Rotation along the normal tangent. Yeah, that's about what I want. Hop into the camera. We can even like move this forward a bit. You know what? Camera view. What am I doing? Make it centered. I might even frame the ice cream cone a bit more. And then we'll do our old, make a new collection. Call this ice cream. We'll grab all that, put it in ice cream, and then maybe we add collection line art. Hop into our camera, check out our rendered view. I don't think that looks good. Why don't we just dress this guy up a bit? And actually the roughness should be a bit different here. The roughness should follow noise. Yeah, that already looks better to me. Doesn't even need a color ramp because it should have some patches where it's not at all rough and then some patches where it's very, very rough. And the coat should also take care of some of the that noisiness. We'll even do the same thing with this. plug that into the roughness. Okay. Oh. And that's time. So we'll just render that out and see how we did. So the sprinkles in view, we'll get rid of that. I'm very much not happy with the lighting, and I think I want it to be a different background. But you know, let's just hide this from the render, add a plane like I usually do, and that'll be pretty much the end of it. So yeah, that is speed modeling and ice cream cone. Thanks for watching.